Hello there, I am Bolanle Ewekoro Ayola, and here is your Wells Television Daily News Update.
The Federal Ministry of Steel Development has signed the Joint Cooperation Declaration with Inner Galaxy Group's Stellar Steel Company Limited for the establishment of a $400 million modern steel plant in Ewekoro, Ogun State. The Minister of Steel Development, Prince Shuaibu Abubakar Audu, who signed the agreement in Abuja, said the project marked a major milestone in efforts to revive the steel industry and drive Nigeria's industrialization agenda. He explained that the facility would be developed in phases, with production expected to begin at the end of 2026. Prince Audu said the plant would feature a complete industrial chain from iron ore mining to steel processing and sales, positioning Nigeria as a key steel hub in West Africa. The project, aligned with President Bola Tinubu's Renewed Hope agenda, aims to reduce import dependence, create jobs, and build a localized iron ore supply chain. Expected to save over $1 billion annually, it is projected to generate more than 2,000 direct and 20,000 indirect jobs. The newly appointed service chiefs arrived at the National Assembly today for their confirmation screening by the Senate. They were accompanied by senior military officers as the exercise commenced around 10 a.m. The Senate had earlier moved the screening forward from next week to October 29, following a letter from President Bola Tinubu requesting swift confirmation to ensure effective coordination of the nation's security architecture. The president recently approved a shake-up in the military hierarchy, appointing General Olufemi Oluyede as Chief of Defense Staff to replace General Christopher Musa. Other new appointees include Major General W. Shuaibu as Chief of Army Staff, Air Vice Marshal S.K. Aneke as Chief of Air Staff, and Rear Admiral I. Abbas as Chief of Naval Staff, while Major General E.A.P. Ondindeye retains his post as Chief of Defense Intelligence. The new defense leadership is expected to consolidate gains against insurgency and armed violence amidst calls for renewed security strategies. The Minister of Works, David Umahi, says President Bola Tinubu's administration is setting a new benchmark in Nigeria's road construction by building highways designed to last between 50 to 100 years. Speaking during an inspection of the Abuja-Kaduna-Zaria-Kano Expressway, Dave Umahi explained that the ministry has adopted modern engineering techniques that prioritize recycling, concrete reinforcement, and long-term sustainability over the old cut-and-fill method responsible for frequent road failures. According to a statement by the ministry, the new design standard will reduce maintenance costs, strengthen the road network, and promote economic growth. Umahi said the Abuja and Kaduna section, handled by Infused International Limited, is one of the most advanced projects in the country, with over 300 heavy-duty machines deployed. The minister also warned contractors against removing stable asphalt layers, describing it as wasteful, and reaffirmed government's commitment to enduring durable, high-quality infrastructure nationwide. The Nigeria Police Force has announced plans to commemorate 70 years of women in policing, marking 7 decades of courage, resilience, and service since the first female officers were enlisted in 1955. According to the first Public Relations Officer, CSP Benjamin Hundeyin, the event will hold from December 3rd to 4th, 2025, with serving and retired female officers joining the Inspector General of Police, Kayode Egbetokun, to celebrate the milestone. The statement said the anniversary will highlight the critical role of women in law enforcement and community trust building. It quoted the IGP as commending female officers for their dedication and professionalism, noting that they have distinguished themselves in administration, investigations, tactical operations, and leadership. The force added that the event reaffirms its commitment to inclusivity and continuous capacity development for women in policing. On the foreign scene, tension remains high in Cameroon after 92-year-old President Paul Biya was declared winner of the presidential election, extending his more than 4-decade rule. The announcement sparked violent clashes in several towns, leaving casualties among civilians and security forces. Minister of Territorial Administration Paul Atanganji said protesters caused widespread destruction and confirmed that some lives were lost during confrontation, while several officers were injured. Opposition candidate Issa Chiroma Bakari rejected the results, calling them truncated and alleging electoral theft, while female contender Tumaini Ndam Joya condemned what she described as violation of the people's will. Civil society groups also reported irregularities in the polls, although the African Union Observer Mission said the election largely met international standards. As President Biya prepares to be sworn in within 15 days, widespread anger over unemployment and inequality continues to fuel calls for reform and greater political transparency. And in sports, Nigeria Super Falcons have secured qualification for the 2026 Women's Africa Cup of Nations WAFCON in Morocco after a 1-1 draw with the Benin Republic in Abuja yesterday, sealing a 3-1 aggregate victory. Defender Ashley Plumpton gave Nigeria the lead in the 13th minute with her first goal for the team, but Yasminat Jibril equalized for the visitors in the second half. The result followed Nigeria's 2-0 win in the first leg in Lome last Friday. Despite Benin's spirited performance, the Falcons controlled much of the game, creating several chances through Asisa Toshuala, Rashidat Ajibade, and Esther Okoronkwo. Goalkeeper Chiamaka Nadoze made key saves to deny the visitors, while Folashade Jamilusi and Joy Omewa came close late on. The qualification gives Nigeria a chance to defend their title in Morocco next year and pursue an 11th continental crown alongside a ticket to the 2027 FIFA Women's World Cup in Brazil.
And that's it on the daily news updates on Wells Television. Kindly subscribe to our YouTube channel at Wells Television and like us on Facebook at Wells Television. Thank you for watching. God bless you.